know what you thought, but this is what it is. We're not playing any games. I showed you in the Bible how it happened. They lied to the disciple right in his face, and they died. They picked him up and carried him out. You have not known the true. You have not known the true walk with God. You have not known it. You got all the nice cupcake stuff. If it was food or digestible, it would be nothing but cupcakes and candies and cookies and stuff. That makes up the spiritual word that these preachers in America give people. Candy, cookies, all the happy foods, hamburgers, fast food. You know how Donald Trump did when he was in the White House? He ordered everybody fast food. That's just how these preachers are with the words that they give you. All the stuff that's tasty. Yeah, you don't want to tell them about how Peter, when they lied to Peter, they dropped dead. Well, that's what happened. It came from the kingdom of God. It didn't come from the devil. That part, that's a 7. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It came from our side. It wasn't the devil. It wasn't witchcraft. It wasn't voodoo, hoodoo, or Santeria. It came from God's side. They dropped dead. Oh, yeah, that's what time it is. This is my level of faith. And I'm not saying when it's going to happen or if it's going to. This is my level of faith that I have in God. All this stuff going on around here, they're going to start dropping dead. From natural causes. Nobody know why. Heart is healthy, organs healthy, everything healthy. They just dead. They died of natural causes. This is my level of faith. I'm not giving you a year it's going to happen. I'm not a false prophet. This is my level of faith that God is going to start destroying and killing people of natural causes that plays with his kingdom. See, what you thought was, we gonna have to start submitting to the evil kingdom because they're going to take over. The mark of the beast is going to come and the devil, Antichrist is going to come. How about God don't even got to do that? Oh, I know. They told you. These what these American Christians told you. Well, all the word of God has to come to pass. Every word that proceeded out the mouth of God has to come to pass. But God is God. How about he change his mind? So God doesn't have the right to not do. So there's something that God has to do. God doesn't have to do it. God can do whatever he wants to do. Because these evil people are depending on the mark of the beast in the New World Order. Oh, I'm wrong about it? They're depending on it. You're dreading it as a Christian. The wicked are depending on it. Well, they're depending on it to start killing you and start excluding people out of their kingdom. You don't get this mark, you die. You don't follow the Antichrist, you lose. So they're depending on that. You see what I'm saying? For their kingdom. So God, being against that, it's not good for his people. Maybe he needed a Neo character like me to have faith that don't even have to happen. I know, you don't believe it, do you? He needed someone to believe. I believe the Antichrist don't even got to come here. God doesn't have to explain nothing to these people. That's the surprise that you was not expecting. Yeah, you all thought that it had to be a new world order. You thought it had to be a one world government. God has changed his mind before. That's biblical. So that will be based off of his words. Well, if he said something, and he changed his mind, then that means he didn't do what he said he was going to do. And this is already evil, by the way. It's not a blessing. New World Order is not a blessing. The Antichrist is not a blessing. God don't got to do that. I know you don't like that level of faith, do you? He don't got to do none of that. And you see how that make these Americans and Satanists look? Like you just die and maybe the world will go on for thousands of years later. Maybe America just dies. Listen to this. Listen to this, Russia, Africa, China. Maybe America dies and we get this beautiful, tribal, earthy world that's all in unison and dance together and live together and work together with no racist system. Because America, if you have not realized, they have the most racist system against Africans that there is in the whole world. Oh, I know you didn't think about that, did you? They have the most racist system, infamously racist. So I'm not the smartest man in the world, but if we got rid of this, I think it'll be a better world. Because they're always trying to convince, well, if this person wasn't here, it'd be better. Well, if I was in your country or not, you still got a crazy country. Hey, you still got a crazy government. You still got crazy black people. You still got crazy white people. Well, look like that wouldn't, I'm not the common denominator in that situation that would make things better. For me, not being here would make your situation no better. But if you was not here, see how it works? It would be better. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's true. It would be better if you all wasn't here. I'm not Americanized. You thought I was American, an Americanized person. I'm not. You're killing each other. You're greedy. You'll do anything for money. You've proven it. Why should you be here? You got 44 states with child marriage. I ask Americans this in my videos. Give me one reason America should stay here. One. I'm asking for one reason. And you can't use children. Children are everywhere and in every country. I'm talking about you by definition and by who you are and who you're defined as. Why should you, as an American country, be here? Why? Besides, oh, I'm just a human. I'm just a human that should be alive. Tell me why you should be here. Because now it's getting down, the rubber's meeting the road. We don't see no reason for you to be here. You're doing more damage than good. I don't care nothing about your technologies. I don't care nothing about what you do. I don't care nothing about what you have. You are killing Africans. You are killing each other. You're killing babies. I don't see no reason for you to be here. You can't give me one solid reason for you to be here. And that is your end already. That's why you're dying already. Because there's really no reason for you to be here. Now, is it? Yeah, it comes down to that. You can't use that American entitled. Well, I just am American. I should be here. I should live. Well, I know you've been thinking like that. But in other countries, if there was no reason for you to live, you died. That's what they're doing. Out in the Middle East, if ain't no reason for you to live, you die. So why you still here? Because they have conditioned you to think you deserve to live just because you're here, just because you're American. Because of that reason, not because you're human, because you're American, you think you should just live. That's not going to be good enough going ahead. Yeah, you got to have some serious reasons to live now when you got 44 states with child marriage, when you got all this stuff that's going on in your country. You got to have some serious reasons and you don't even have them. Black people killing each other like it's a cool fad. Like it's a fad to kill and shoot down black people. So ain't no hope with them. Ain't no hope. Ain't nobody exposing it. Ain't nobody talking about how it's gonna get corrected. So ain't no hope there. Let's cut to the chase. White people are they how they are. They just, you know how they are. Mexicans and Hispanics and Latinos, they're not involved. Not really. So what are we talking about here? Where's the hope? Where's the movements? That's what I'm showing you. It's no reason for this to be here. It's not just good enough. Oh, we deserve to live as humans. Well, you're acting like animals. You're acting like animals. So you can't even use your human nature to get yourself out of this. Well, if you're acting like animals, you can't go over here and say, well, we're just human and we're human and we need to live because we're human and we have that right. Well, you're acting like animals, so you just denied yourself of that right. That part, boom, 7. You just denied yourself of that right, acting like animals. You just denied yourself the right of saying, well, we should live because we as humans have the right to live. You denied yourself of that statement when you started acting like animals. I'm just breaking it on down like the funk. Like the funk, baby. I'm breaking it on down like the funk. You denied yourself of that right to say, us as Americans deserve to live because that's our human rights. But you've been acting like animals as a community. Whether it be you want me to show you how it's not just the government? For all these conspiracy theorists who always harping on the government, why don't you look at the community? Why don't you look at the community? Well, the community presently, since COVID, this is outside of COVID. It's just COVID era situations, if you will. Well, the American parents lately, since COVID, have been killing their own children. They have. They've been killing their own children. Listen very closely. This hasn't been happening before COVID. Okay, that's like an animal. Black people shooting through houses, killing children. That's an animal. All this stuff going on in politics with Donald Trump having a slow response on COVID. Therefore, that's the reason why it's jacked up here with COVID, because Donald Trump knew in January, he didn't tell you, that's an animal. He thought he would create a perfect storm and come in and fix it. And therefore, since he fixed the perfect storm, you would reelect him. And it didn't work like that. That's an animal. He put you in harm's way to get reelected. Boom. That's a 7. Who else you got? Hispanics and Latinos just don't want to be involved. So I'm not trying to be funny. It's like they're not even here. Well, these real wars are going on and they're not involved. So basically, it's like they're not here. I'm just being real. So that's not using human compassion. And some will say that's like being an animal. Well, you're not using human compassion with seeing these wars that's going on with black people. You don't see a big Hispanic presence out there, do you? When someone gets shot by the police and black people come out, do you see a big Hispanic community coming out with them? Do you see a big Latino community coming out with them? You don't, do you? Okay, so it's like they're not even here involved in our wars. So therefore, that's like lacking compassion and human compassion. Therefore, that's how they like an animal. So the American community, I'm showing you all of it. They're like animals, everybody. So so how can you say, well, we're humans and we have human rights to live? Well, you're not acting like that. You're not acting like you have humanity. Why you think it's me? No, we've come to the end of the road. That's why I'm walking around with the righteous knife. That's why I'm walking around with the righteous dagger, because we've come to the end of the road. That's why. And you think I lack humanity, and you can look around and see every part of your community lacks humanity and empathy and apathy. They lack something that would be required of humanity. And this is now I've spelled it out for you. I broke it down like the funk. Okay? I broke it down like the funk, and there's nothing else to say. Okay? I'm giving you the reasons so you will not have the pleasure, because it's almost a pleasure for you to die and go to hell as a nation without knowing why. No. You are going to know why before you die. This is why. This is part of the process. Because if you died without knowing, that's a type of pleasure. No, you need to bear the whole burden of why this is the way it is. You need to bear the whole burden of why it is the way it is, because you're the one that started the burden. So why shouldn't you bear it? You got 44 states with child marriage. I'm showing you, this is part of the burden that you need to bear before you die. Knowing that your country been marrying children. Oh, you want to see how relevant it is? July 1st, 2019, they passed a law that allows adults to marry children at any age. That was just 37 months ago. 37 months ago? You marrying children 37 months by law. 37 months ago by law, you was marrying children. You made laws to marry children. 37 months. It's just time. No one likes to be this person necessarily, but it has to get done. It's too much foolishness. It's too much craziness. This has to be done. It's more important than my feelings. It's more important. And you know I'm right. Unlike these other guys in the past, in this time, who God has chosen, you can't disagree with me. That's a 7. It's getting done this time. It's going all the way. When you got 44 states with child marriage and you just passed another child law 37 months ago. 37 months is not a long time, guys. 37 months, they just passed laws concerning children where people can marry them 37 months ago. Okay. You think there's hope? Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on, bro. Keep on keeping on, bro. It's time for judgment. Because you might have these feelings of, I'm sorrowful about this. I'm apologetic about this, but they don't. So why? Now hear this part closely. Why you got feelings of empathy and apathy, they don't. That's what I'm showing you. They don't. You got these feelings, they don't. You want things to be better, they are not doing anything. Therefore, judgment still has to come, my friends. That's how it works. Okay? You got good emotions, you got good feelings, you got love in your heart, but they don't. And unfortunately, because you have done nothing about it, with all the love that you have for children, you've done nothing about it. Your silence gave consent. You might as well say, you sat back and watched it happen silently. You silently let it happen. So you gave consent to it, basically. I'm just letting you know. And so the Antichrist don't have to come. The mark of the beast don't have to come. The New World Order don't have to come. We just got to get rid of all this foolishness that is controlling the world police, which is called America. You the world police. Everybody call you that. You want to go police everything. You in the Ukraine and Russia situation, and you shouldn't even have nothing to do with it. Because Russia, when they get done with Ukraine, they come, you next. Oh, I know. You expect it now. No, they still got to do what they got to do there. But when they get done with that, you next, buddy. Oh, you come on. You think Russia's going to let you get away with that? Well, you did start it. I'm telling you, you did. You asked for that. Trying to be big and bad. Trying to look tough and nobody even cares. I mean, because at the end of the day, how tough can you look when your country got COVID-19 everywhere? How masculine can you look as leadership when COVID-19 is right there, all around and everywhere and all about, and your government is responsible for having a slow response on COVID, which caused it to flare up above all other nations as it has now? Donald Trump had an intentional slow response to COVID. They did I might put the link on here, but they found out that he had an intentional slow response to COVID. It was intentional. They investigated. Hear me closely. I don't know who does the investigation, but I'm going to start posting this too. Sometimes they try to hide articles sometimes after a certain amount of time. Or when people like me bring attention to it. But they did, I think it was a 41-page report as a result of an investigation, and they found out Donald Trump intentionally had a slow response on COVID for political points. This is why the judgment is coming, guys. You're under evil. You're under COVID as it is as a result of an evil vibration that caused you to be in this level of destruction. Even though the plague came, God is merciful. The reason why it flared up is because of Donald Trump. So see, it's like two birds with one stone. The judgment needed to come. We see the character of Donald Trump. Boom. Slow response on COVID intentionally. This is real, guys. Yeah. You're not built like this, but I am. So maybe it's not real to you, but it's real to me. What I'm doing is real and everything I'm saying is real. You're not built like this. I am. And when you're built like this, God is going to give you the equipment and the protection that you need. When you have faith and courage, he will give you the protection that you need. But if you show no courage, why should God give you the protection? If you're not in the jungle, why should God give you the protection for the jungle? That's 7. God should put all this jungle gear on you. You got jungle gear, but not in the jungle. He put jungle gear on me because I'm in the jungle. That's the part you forgot. Well, if I step out here, this gonna happen. Well, God will put the jungle gear on you when you step out in the jungle.